All right, I'm out here today working on a couple of things. Um, Doing a fuel filter replacement on the old white trash work truck. So what I've got here is I've got a Geno's garage 12 valve Cummins billet fuel filter plug. So here's a new filter. I use Wix filters. There's the box, the part number, and here is the filter that's been on the truck. And it has the water separator drain. And here is the new billet plug, which will delete that part. Now, the reason for doing that is because this part has started leaking on the truck when I'm driving on the highway at a sustained RPM. So basically, I'm making enough fuel pressure in a truck now, and I'll walk over here to the truck in a minute, to where it seems to be overpressurizing this. And I noticed last time I drove it for, a little ways, about 30 miles down the highway, 80 mile an hour, when I got back to the house, that I had fuel leaking. So I'm going to go with this setup right here, and I'll show you where it goes. Got some construction next door, so they're knocking some trees down. That's all that beeping noise. This is a whole nother project situation going on right here. Got a LY6 LS on a trailer. So here is the truck, the Dirty Gringo, aka White Trash Work Truck. So 5.9 12 valve Cummins. Here's the factory fuel filter housing location. And I do have a hot rodded mechanical lift pump down there. Right now I've got the fitting off. Here's a new fitting I got, new barb fitting. It's a larger inlet. I've got a 5/8 fuel line and a tank is sumped. And I didn't want to get into, they make a, switching this housing out, they make a billet fuel filter assembly with a larger, taller, longer cat filter. And I still want to get in all that. I want to be able to have, put stock filters on this truck and not have an issue with finding, just general maintenance parts. So what's happening, and I got a whole video on the channel of what I did with that pump. That is an actual, down there, that mechanical pump. That is an actual Cummins mechanical pump. That's a 30 millimeter pump. It's not an aftermarket Chinese one. Those are not 30 mil. You want the 30 mil pump. And I've got a comp cam spring in it, which makes it into a hot rodded pump. It runs higher pressure. So since I've done that, I've noticed that, I've had that fuel leak, and what it is, it's overpressurizing that it's a plunger, to drain the water out of the filter. So I'm going to use that Geno's plug to delete that and to get this all back together. And I'll come down here. There's a better shot. There's the pump right there. And there's my feed line. So I'm going to get all this back together, and this is what I'm working on here right now. And got the new toolbox on the truck. This is great to have, this weather guard box. A little pricey, but it's a nice piece. Kind of goes good with the wheels. I got a combination of black and chrome on this truck. This is kind of how these trucks came factory back in the day. So, yeah, that's what I'm working on, and probably try to do some driving videos here soon if I can get the GoPro going and take a look at that. This truck is running really good. It's making a lot of power. Close up there of the new 3-piece manifold, the billet 63 millimeter spool logic turbo, my water injection. So lots of videos on the channel of the truck. If you want to check it out. And shot here. And I love to show this. This is what a 12 valve Cummins should look like. There are no leaks. I've spent a lot of time making it where this engine does not leak any oil. There's my built NV4500, my built 241C transfer case, shortened factory drive shaft, back to the factory GM 14 bolt. So there you go. That is what a 12 valve should look like. I don't want to hear none of this, oh, Cummins leaks and all that. I don't want to hear that. There's no reason for that. If you take care of the motor and you reseal it, it won't leak. This thing makes upwards of 50 pounds of boost, 51 pounds of boost. It just depends on the temperature. So, you know, it's making some steam. I do have a catch can, and I've got a power-driven diesel billet tappet cover with dual breathers. Kind of hard to see. You can kind of see it right there. So that's what I got going on. Do some more videos of what I'm going to do with this mess here next. This is a running LY6 6-liter 823 LS cylinder headed 6-liter truck engine, if that makes sense. All right.